Good morning and welcome to Breakfast Extra Sunday edition. Jakba, one word Yoruba uses for flee. And somehow in the space of few years, it became the most honest word in the Nigerian vocabulary. Not relocate, not emigrate, Jakba. Because let's be honest about what it actually means when you say it. It means run away. And we are running in record numbers. Let's talk about why. Millions of Nigerians still live with unreliable electricity. Many communities lack safe water, sanitations. Some of them are disconnected from life. Inflation has driven up the cost of almost everything. While wages have struggled to keep pace, the economy may grow on paper. But for many families, the only thing that seems to be growing is the cost of living. So when a doctor in Lagos, a nurse in Enugu, or a software developer in Port Harcourt looks at that reality and buys a one-way ticket, I don't think that's betrayal. I think that's arithmetic. Recently, some public figures argued that many Nigerians who relocated are actually worse off than the people they left behind. And that sparked a heated debate. But before we decide who's right, let's sit with a few stories. A Nigerian woman in the United States said arriving felt like she's made it until the bills started coming in. She discovered international students often pay significantly higher tuition than domestic students. A Nigerian family in the UK found themselves living in a single room, sharing a house with strangers who told them which appliances they weren't allowed to touch. Husband and wife, both working, still struggling. Yet back home, everyone assumed they were wealthy because they earned in pounds. And there are Nigerian graduates working overnight in care homes and hospitals, doing jobs they never imagined when they boarded that flight. Some speak openly about responsibilities that include, moving deceased patients to the mortuary. Honest work, necessary work, but not the future they thought their degrees were preparing them for. So, is the grass actually greener? I'm not going to stand here and tell you no, because that would be a lie too. There are Nigerians abroad who are genuinely thriving, building businesses, raising families, sending money home, changing the trajectory of an entire generation. In fact, billions of dollars flew back into Nigeria every year through diaspora remittances, helping families pay school fees, medical bills, and start businesses. That is not nothing. That is love, crossing borders. But there are also Nigerians who left one kind of struggle and found another, colder, quieter, lonelier. Loneliness, isolation, homesickness. Working jobs beneath their qualifications while trying to rebuild careers they had already established, some of them starting from zero in a system that doesn't recognize the 20 years they already gave to this one. The grass isn't greener. It's often watered by different systems. Systems that work more predictably, systems that allow people to plan, and perhaps that's what many Nigerians are really searching for. And here's what almost nobody talks about. Some Nigerians are coming home, not because they failed, not because they couldn't survive, but because success isn't measured only by income. Some realized they missed family more than they expected. Others wanted their children to know their grandparents. Some simply discovered that peace of mind wasn't something a new passport could automatically provide. That's an important part of this conversation too. So if you're thinking about leaving, I'm not here to stop you, no. Nobody has that right. But don't leave chasing a photograph. Don't leave because someone posted airport pictures at 2 a.m. Leave with a plan. Understand the immigration process. Research the job market. Know what it takes to practice your profession abroad. Know what your first year may really look like, including the nights nobody photographs. Dreams deserve preparation. Countries are supposed to export their products, their ideas, their culture, their innovation. not because their people have no choice, but because their people have options. Imagine if Nigerians traveled because, they were curious, not because they were desperate. Imagine if staying and leaving were both equally good choices, because perhaps that is what development really looks like. Not stopping people from leaving, or making sure they never feel they have to. Now, until Nigeria can offer reliable electricity, quality health care, better schools, safer communities, and an economy where hard work can genuinely, and I mean genuinely, build a future, Jakba will remain more than a trend. It will remain a plan. And perhaps that's the question we should leave with this morning. What would have to change? Because perhaps the tragedy isn't that Nigerians dream of the world, it's that too many believe they have to leave home to find one. And no country should ever become famous for exporting its hopes. What would have to change, I ask, for staying in Nigeria to make just as much sense as leaving? Good morning again and welcome to Breakfast Extra. And of course, I am with Mazino Appeal. Good morning, Maz.
Hello, Queen. How you doing?
I'm very
Beautiful
well.
monologue, not long enough. And
I took the time that you left for us yesterday, so thank you.
It's balanced now. Thank you very much. Interesting topic you chose today regarding Jakba. I think we should stop looking at it the way we do. Going outside the country doesn't automatically make you rich or wealthy. It should make you an engine. And I mean an engine because I think it's time to shift policies and make people who are outside the country, in the diaspora, engines for job creation in Nigeria. I think that will make it better. So we aren't all seeking to go outside the country. Instead, we can, make use of that powerhouse we have outside the country.
Well, I agree with you. We sit down here day in, day out to have conversations like this, and we hope that, the government are listening and, the world will be a better place. Let me come over so we start the Sunday. Good morning,
why don't
everyone.
you, Michael Jackson? Let's go.